Who is responsible for Taiwan's defense?
Part 57.
Independence after UN trusteeship.
In Taiwan, there is one prominent group of independence activists who claim that according to the UN Charter, Taiwan fully qualifies as having already achieved independence after a period of UN trusteeship.
According to this theory, at the end of World War II, Taiwan was liberated from Japan and placed under a UN trusteeship to promote development towards self-government or independence. Such arrangements were made in accordance with UN Charter Articles 76 and 77.
Relevant excerpts from these UN Charter articles are given here for reference.
Article 76. The basic objectives of the trusteeship system shall be to promote political, economic, social, and educational advancement of the inhabitants of the trust territories, and their progressive development towards self-government and independence. Article 77. The trusteeship system shall apply to such territories as b. Territories which may be detached from enemy states as a result of the Second World War.
According to the supporters of this independence after UN trusteeship theory, a careful reading of SFPT Article 2, which states that Japan renounces its claim to Formosa and the Penghu Islands, makes it clear that Taiwan, after Japan's renouncement, should automatically come under UN territorial trusteeship. This will then lead to self-government and independence within a few years.
Hence, in their view, Taiwan's status in the world today is that of an independent sovereign nation. However, the exact date when this was achieved is not entirely clear.
This theory has been popular in Taiwan since the mid-1980s, and its proponents have gathered substantial amounts of contributions to support seminars, banquets, speeches, TV reportage, and the publication of printed materials, as well as the maintenance of a website at
www.taiwannation.com.tw/english.htm.
in addition to its Chinese language websites.
Overview, analysis, and rebuttal.
The following Q&A has been compiled to rebut this theory.
Question. In addition to Articles 76 and 77, does the UN Charter have additional specifications regarding trusteeships?
Answer. Yes. It should be noted that Article 79 speaks of the terms of trusteeship for each territory, Article 80 speaks of individual trusteeship agreements, and Article 81 speaks of both the individual trusteeship agreements and the administering authority.
In regard to Taiwan, there is no record of an individual trusteeship agreement which has been concluded under the auspices of the United Nations, nor is there any record of the appointment or selection of an administering authority. As everyone familiar with the history of Taiwan in the post-1945 period knows, Taiwan was never under any UN trusteeship agreement.
Question. Were there any specifications for UN trusteeships in the San Francisco Peace Treaty of 1952?
Answer. In the SFPT, the UN trusteeship agreement is stipulated in Article 3. However, the disposition of Taiwan, aka Formosa and the Pescadores, is made in Article 2b.
Also, it must be noted that Article 107 clearly invalidates the applicability of Article 77 to Taiwan's situation, which is a key component of this independence after UN trusteeship. Explanation. Article 107 confirms all the arrangements of the SFPT as being valid.
Surprisingly, the promoters of this theory consistently fail to take note of Article 107 and its legal implications.
Question. Is the UN Trusteeship Council still operational?
Answer. No. The UN Trusteeship Council suspended its operation on November 1, 1994, and although under the United Nations Charter it continues to exist on paper, its future role and even existence remains uncertain.
Question. So, the claim that Taiwan qualifies as a UN trusteeship under the UN Charter is not valid?
Answer. It is not valid. No such claim whatsoever can be made. Moreover, as we know, there is no tribunal in the United Nations by which any sort of official interpretation of any particular articles of the UN Charter, and their application to any particular geographic area, could be obtained. However, it can be pointed out that the UN formerly promulgated listings of trust or non-self-governing territories covering the period of 1945 to 1999. These listings give further insight into this matter. As we would expect, Taiwan is not included.
In conclusion, it can only be summarized that the content of Articles 76 and 77 of the UN Charter have nothing to do with Taiwan whatsoever.